Sure. Before we start, I came out from the game and had a million text messages about a mass shooting at my alma mater, Brown. So that's hard. Doesn't need to be this way. Sending thoughts and prayers to my teammates who have kids there, to the parents who have to worry about their children. I'm just going to end it with that, but just to say we're the only country that lives this way. The college football cycle has been in the news a million times, and are we going to report about this? Like, it's the guns. We're the only country that lives this way. Parents should not have to worry about their kids. I have a teammate who has a daughter who is in the basement of a library because they don't know what's going on there, and she's flying there tomorrow. So just wanted to start with that because I would be remiss if I didn't mention that's going on, and hopefully everyone, is safe and praying for peace for those who've lost people. And that's that. It's more important than basketball. We can all be better, right, with that. As far as the basketball game goes, the number one team in the country came in here today, and they're really good. And I think that we competed at times. I'm proud of the fight that we had, but I thought our attention to detail wasn't good enough to win the game or to compete as well as we wanted to compete against them. I think we'll get better from it. I saw, some bright spots, obviously, with certain things, but, you play a team like this because then you know that if you don't play hard and get it right, it's not going to be good enough. And we want to play hard and get it right and be, the best possible team we can be. So I think the team's in agreement with that, and we'll get back to work and we'll use this, to make us better. It's, it doesn't feel good. It's embarrassing to get beat on your home court, but I will say it was a great crowd. People come out for us. We're a team that's still becoming who we're going to be, and we'll get better from this.
Londynn, what was your mindset defensively heading into this one?
I think our coaches do a really good job of preparing us for games like this. Our scout was amazing. We knew what we needed to look forward to. And I think that kind of, set the tone for how we wanted to come out and be prepared for the game.
Lindsay, it seemed like things changed midway through the first quarter. They go on that 15-0 run to end it. I know they mentioned that things just kind of clicked for them. I guess I'm curious from your perspective, what changed?
We turned the ball over a lot. I thought that I think we had 2 turnovers through the first half of the first quarter when it was 12-9. It was kind of back and forth. I thought we had some makeable shots that we missed. It was back and forth, and then we turned the ball over too much. And that's something we talked about. It's really hard to guard them in transition off of made or missed baskets, but I thought we could do that probably better than anyone maybe that they've played, but you can't, it's really hard off of live ball turnovers. So that was hard. And then I just thought the points in the paint, I thought once they put so much pressure on you to guard actions, right, especially with, Fudd and Strong, and then it just opened it up for some other people just to get to the rim. Like we gave up too many points in our paint. So I thought those were the things that really changed.
For any of you, Coach Auriemma had great things to say about Jazzy earlier this week, and then obviously her output offensively wasn't what it's been. Wondering if you could talk a little bit about, as a freshman, what kind of this does for her going forward to have sort of this difficult assignment both offensively and defensively today.
Yeah, in her first, how many games we've played now? Not 11 or something? 10. In her first 10 games, she's played 2 top 3 teams, a couple more top 25 teams. It's definitely not the easy route. It's not get yourself used to college basketball with teams, where we're just superior. But I think that's great for her. I think her mentality is a competitive one. I think she's the focal point in a lot of ways of another team's scout. And she'll keep getting better, and we'll all keep getting better to make, all of us, kind of play better. I think she takes it on like a competitor. I think her motor, she never stops. She wants to make the right play every time. That's obviously not always going to happen, but I think she's got teammates around her that believe in her. And, she's only going to get better from having these experiences this early in her career.
Kennedy, a lot of coaches say teams learn more losing than they do in a win, and I'm just kind of wondering what you think you guys will take away from this.
Just being intentional with the scout, like Lindsay said earlier, really honing in on details. The little things matter. If we say we're going under on somebody, you go under. Like those little things will catch up to us, as well as just being aggressive, being competitive. Like no matter if we're down or not, like playing with your heart, playing hard, from start to finish is something that we need to take and carry over. I mean, we're about to go into Big Ten play soon, and the games are not going to get easier. Everybody in Big Ten, shooting fours and stuff of that nature. So we just really have to be more aggressive, be more, mindful about be more intentional.
Hi, Coach. Prayers to you for about Brown. Coach Ariama said that he was trying to speed you guys up. Was that something you prepared for in your scout plan? And for Kennedy and Londynn, you guys' leadership showed today and throughout the game. You guys never stopped fighting. What was it that you were sharing with your teammates, far as besides being an example, but saying to them?
Yeah, we did expect them to try and speed us up. I mean, they're a pressure team. They pressure, and I think that's, what we face, I think, because I think when we're comfortable, we're really good offensively, and when we're sped up, it gets harder. But I really agree with you. I thought both of these two, it was a bad outcome for us. No one's happy with that. But I think that the mentality of the team led by, our leaders, like these two and a few others, is something that was evident, and we'll take that and we'll build with that so they can speak on their mentality with that.
I think just having the experience, been through things like this, and I think just any way I can help the team keep their mind right. I mean, games like this is where you learn so much, and I think just staying present and just trying to do whatever it is in that moment and take play by play. And I think that was just kind of the mentality that I was just trying to get everybody on, and just we can't do anything about the past, so what are we going to do moving forward, and just trying to get better from there.
Yeah, I think Londynn really said it all. Just kind of using that as a learning experience. During the game, I was telling in the huddles, just work on us at this point. Like, if we're going to lose the game, we're going to lose the game, but work on what we needed to be better at. Is that if it's getting open on a catch or going to the basket, like, just work on us.
Kennedy, you did one of the better jobs I've seen on Sarah Strong, and I was just wondering what kind of things you have to keep in mind when you're guarding her.
Yeah, she's very strong, very competitive. She can shoot the three, mid-range, get to the basket. So just kind of my goal was really just to, mess her up, like push her out so she's not deep stealing me, and just kind of like frazzle her or do what I can just to make it difficult for her. And I think it worked a little bit.
Coach Lindsay, like mentioned, you guys are going into Big Ten play, and then you have a rival in UCLA and a top 5 team in UCLA coming up. What's a separator? What's something that's going to elevate your team to get to that next level to take on these top 5 ranked teams?
Yeah, who made this schedule? I think it was me. That's where we want to be, right? Like we scheduled South Carolina, we scheduled UConn, Notre Dame. Those were all, like kind of home and homes by choice. And then obviously UCLA is on our schedule twice. So it's, it's not for the faint of heart, but that's how we want it here. Like, this is what we want to be, right? We want to get to be the number 1 team in the country. We want to get to be a national championship contender, and you don't get there by shying away from that. I think the first thing is just the reality of what it feels like. I can say it in practice, we can try to show it on film, but you don't feel it until you're in a game like this. And we've had a couple, that have been, obviously really high intensity against good teams, but, UConn is I think at this point the best, and that'll help us when we prepare for first Cal Poly and Cal, and then Nebraska and whoever's next. But obviously when UCLA comes through the door, it won't be the first time we've played a top whatever they are 3, 4, 2, whatever team in the country. And that'll be a different scout or maybe a different details, but the competitive level, the details, they don't matter any less. And I think we're continuing to evolve. I like our team a lot, and I think the better we can get, we can compete with anybody, and that's our job to get to that point, by the time the next opponent comes in the gym.
Hey, ladies. Quick question about Jazzy. Today was a big game for her, and they were pretty tough on her, and they held her outside of her game. What were you guys talking to her about as leaders to keep her focused and keep her steady during the game?
I mean, Jazz is a great player, and I think when you're a great player, you kind of know the things to tell yourself. And I think just, like I said, being one of the bets on the team, just my responsibility is just to keep her mind right, letting her know the things that she's capable of and knowing who she is. And that doesn't make you, whether your shots fall or your shots don't fall. So I think just going in, having that mentality, and like I said, she has a very competitive mentality. So that doesn't change anything. I mean, it's a game. You learn from it, and you just build for the next one.
Kennedy, what made UConn's press so effective and disruptive today?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
What made UConn's press so disruptive today?
Just their pressure. I mean, we knew it was coming. So just trying to get it out of point guard's hands with KK being a great ball defender, and it was just disrupting us. Yeah.
How y'all doing? Question for anyone. Can y'all talk about just a sold-out crowd today? A lot of energy. A crowd was going back and forth with each other. Can you talk about what does games like this do for both programs?
Yeah. I mean, I just appreciate the work that goes in. You know, one person was in there putting all the pom-poms on the chairs, you know, early yesterday and this morning, right? And the marketing team and, you know, Nike did an incredible promotion with our Mamba shoes and our administration, you know, putting the resources behind things like that. Obviously, you know, you have to bring in top opponents and you have to be a top team, and that brings a crowd too. But I think just where this program has been and where we've come and where we're headed is still really exciting. Like, this isn't the result that we wanted. You know, we want to bring a team like UConn in here and win the game in front of these amount of fans. But it's not lost on me. I mean, I'm sure, you know, Coach Gino coming in here, this is not, you know, the USC of 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you know, 15 years ago. And I think everyone knows that. I think we're for real. We're here. This is what our atmosphere is like. And I'm proud of that. We obviously just want to continue getting better and compete. But that there was a lot of good, you know, in terms of what the atmosphere was like in here today.
Thank you.